Today we're back over to EM, which of course is Eureka Math 1.9, which is Module 1, Lesson 9. And your learning goal today is to use everything you know about different place values to help you add decimals. Okay, so in my tenths column, I've modeled 2 tenths. Do you agree? Go ahead and model 2 tenths in your tenths column as well. And then my problem tells me I want to add how many more tenths? 6, right? It says 2 tenths, and I'm going to add 6 tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All together now, how many tenths do I have?
8.
If I count them, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tenths. So I have 2 tenths, and I add 6 more tenths. What do I have all together? 8 tenths. How can I write 8 tenths using standard form? Well, it's just 0.8. Next, it tells us now we have 2 ones and 3 thousandths. How can I show 2 ones? Well, I can put 2 dots in the ones column. What about 3 thousandths? Well, it's easy. I just put 3 dots in the thousandths column. Go ahead and show 2 ones and 3 thousandths on your place value chart. What am I adding to that? 6 ones and 1 thousandth. So what do I have to add to the ones column? How many dots? How many dots, everyone? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many dots do I have to add to the thousandths column? How many dots do I have to add? 1, because I'm adding 1 more thousandth. Now I can count up what I have all together. How many ones do I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 ones. And how many thousandths? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 thousandths. Can I write that in standard form? Absolutely. It's 8 ones and 4 thousandths. See how that works? Okay, in this case we have 1.8. Now, the 1.8 tells me I have how many ones?
1.
Okay, so I'm going to put 1 dot in the ones. And how many? 8. This is 8 whats? 8 tenths. Very good. So I'm going to put 8 dots in the tenths column. Okay. Then what am I adding to it? 13 tenths. That means I need to put 13 dots in the whats column. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so my answer is, how many ones do I have? 1. And how many tenths do I have? 21 tenths, right? Because if I count up all the dots, there'll be 21 of them. However, what do we know about tenths? How many tenths make 1? 10. So I can count out 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I circle these and I bag them all up together, I can regroup them to become 1 what? 1. Very good. So are these tenths still here? No. And this is how you show the regrouping. Okay, those of you who are like, I already know this in my head. Yeah, that's great. But if I ask you to show me on a place value chart, this is what I expect to see. So take good notes so you have an example of what it looks like. How many tenths do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What does that tell me? 10 of those can also be bagged up, right? These 10 turn into 1 what? 1. Very good. Okay, and then how many tenths do I have left? 1. Okay, so now let's see what we have all together. How many ones do I have? 3 ones. And how many tenths do I have?
1.
Okay, how do I write 3 ones, 1 tenth as standard form? Well, you just write a 3 in the ones column and a 1 in the tenths column. So 1.8 plus 13 tenths is 3.1. So in this case, it would not be practical to draw out 148 dots in the thousandths column. Would it? Is that a good use of your time? Anyone interested in spending their math today doing that? Absolutely not. But I do know that 10 thousandths would be regrouped to become 1/100th. Do you guys agree? And 100 thousandths would be regrouped to become 1/10th, right? Do you guys agree? So then, therefore, hold on, let me show you. Let me draw this out, right? If this was a thousandths and this is a tenths, here's my decimal point, right? So Do I have 100 thousandths?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the same as 1/10. Do I have 10 thousandths? I do. In fact, how many thousandths do I have? 40, right? So how many hundredths is that going to be? 2, 3, 4. And then how many thousandths do I have left?
8.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you guys see how really easily, instead of drawing 148 thousandths, I can draw 1/10, 4 hundredths, and 8 thousandths? Go ahead and draw that. Next, we want to add 7 ones. So what do I have to draw, Omer?
7 dots in the ones place.
Very good. 7 dots in the ones place. Once again, I'm going to go 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 on the bottom. 6, 7. Akil, what are we adding next? 13 thousandths. I could draw 13 dots in my thousands column, but I already know that these 10 are going to become what? 1/10. Do you guys agree? And this part will be 3 thousandths. Sorry, is it 1/10?
No.
It's actually 1 what?
100.
Thank you. I was not being precise. Okay, so from that I can draw 1 dot in the hundredths and 1, 2, 3 in the thousandths. Now let's take a look at what we have all together. How many ones do we have all together? 7, okay. How many tenths do I have? How many hundredths do I have? Right now I have 5. How many thousandths do I have? 11. So that means these 10 can become 1 what? Hundredth. Very good. So let me ask you again then. How many hundredths do I have? 6. How many thousandths do I have? So 148 thousandths plus 7 ones and 13 thousandths is 7.161. How do I say that in word form? 7 and 161 thousandths. Very good. Go ahead and copy this problem down into your notebook. The first number we have is 0.74. How many ones do I have in the 0.74?
0.
Okay. How many tenths do I have?
7.
How many hundredths do I have?
4.
Okay. And to that, I want to add 0.59. How many ones do I have in 0.59?
0.
How many tenths do I have? How many hundredths do I have? Do you see how instead of drawing 7 dots, I can just write the number 7 in the tenths column? Do you guys see that? Right? This is the same, I can imagine. This is the same as if I do it 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me make the dots smaller. This would be the same if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes? Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay, and then it would be the same as if I did 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here, it would be the same as if I did 9 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then over here, 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do you guys agree? Rather than writing the dots, I can also write a number. If I were to count the dots, how many tenths do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do you guys agree? That's 12 dots altogether. Okay. And how many hundredths dots do I have altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes? Okay. So then, do I have more than 10 in any of those groups?
Yes.
Yeah. So these 10 would then regroup over here to become 1 dot here. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
And these 10 would come over here and regroup to be 1 dot over here. Yes?
Yeah.
So all together then, how many ones dots do I have?
1.
1, okay. How many tenths dots do I have? Be careful, I had 2 left over here and I have 1 now. So how many is that?
3.
3. Okay. And how many hundredths dots do I have?
3.
3. So the answer is 1.33.
7.
For the first number, I have 7 ones. How many tenths do I have? How many hundredths do I have? How many thousandths do I have?
8.
Okay. For the second term, second number, how many ones do I have?
5.
How many tenths do I have?
1.
How many hundredths do I have?
9.
How many thousandths do I have?
6.
Okay. So now we're going to add them up. This is what's called the standard algorithm. I want you to notice that everything is lined up. The ones are on top of each other. The tenths are on top of each other. The hundreds are on top of each other. The thousands are on top of each other. Why is it important to make sure that those place values are lined up? Would it be correct if I added 4 hundredths with 1/10 and I got 5 hundredths? Would that be correct? No. So it's very important that your ones are always stacked on top of each other, the tenths, and this is why a place value chart helps you. It makes sure that each place value is lined up. Okay, let's start with the thousands. If I had 8 thousands and I added 6 more thousands, how many thousands would I have altogether? 14. But 10 of those would become one what? And how many thousands would I be left with? 4. And then one of those would be 100th. So now I have 100th. I'm going to add 4 more, and then I'm going to add 9 more. How many hundredths do I have altogether? 14. However, 10 of those are going to become 1/10, and I have 4 hundredths left over. Okay, now I have 1/10 that was regrouped, and I have plus 0 tenths plus 1/10. How many tenths do I have altogether? Okay, does anything need to be regrouped? Okay, I have 7 ones, and then I have 5 more. How many ones do I have? 12. But 2 of those are going to stay ones, and 10 of those are going to become 1 what? 10. Very good. These are the tens. Okay, so then my final answer is 12.244. How do I say that in word form? 12 and 244. Very nice. This is a very common 5th grade mistake. What place value is this 4 in? Hundreds. What place value is this 4 in? Can I add hundreds and thousands together? No, they're different things. So this is wrong. Error, error. What I need to do is I need to make sure my ones place is lined up with the ones place. And as a result, our decimal points should be on top of each other. That's a good way to check. But you want to make sure then your tens place is lined up with your tens place. And that your hundreds place is lined up with your hundreds place. And then you have the thousands there. Now what happens, I'm confused because there's nothing here. When there's nothing there, what do we add? A placeholder 0 like I just did. Very good. So I have 0 thousands and I want to add 4 more thousands. How many thousands do I have altogether? 4. Do you see how now it's much easier because I have a thousands with the thousands? See that? Do you see that? Okay, and now my hundredths are lined up with the hundreds. If I have 4 hundredths and I add 7 more hundredths, how many hundredths do I have? How many hundredths do I have altogether? 11. Except 10 of those become 1 what? 10th. Very good. I have 1/10. I add 4 more. How many tenths do I have so far? If I want to add 7 more tenths, how many do I have? 12. Except 1 of them becomes, or 10 of them become 1. And I only have 2 left, okay? Then I have 1 plus 7 ones. What do I have? 8. Okay. So the answer is 8,214. Oh, that's another very common 5th grade mistake. Make sure you put in the decimal point, otherwise the place values will be all wrong.